action.
All right. Hi, guys.
Hi, and here's your host and the most senior.
Yeah, that's
It's
me,
gonna kick
aka
it off.
Rajesh.
And
you're-
I'm Sub Junior, aka Vyom Subramanian, and together we are the football
Subs. All right, guys. Look, we took a long break from the Premier League because we had Champions League, we had the international window. But today we want to give you a recap of the last few weeks of the Premier League and look forward to something exciting this weekend.
As you guys know, we'll be covering match week in the Premier League, match week 5, 6, 7, and 8 because obviously we had other plans on the last 3 weeks. But anyway,
so we'll do that, and
Senior will be telling us which topic we're going to move on to first.
Yeah, we'll just start with the Premier League. You see, we are nearly like this weekend will be match day 9. That's more than just about less than a quarter of the season. We had some favorites at the beginning of the season. It kind of feels they're still there, but they've all had hiccups. Liverpool's come with a bang. So yeah, the top 3, 4, 5 fairly similar to what we'd expected. But why don't we talk a little bit about the first 2 weeks, match days 6 and 7. Then we'll talk about 8, and then we'll look forward to 9. 6 and 7, they were standard, weren't they? They had some good wins for the leaders. Arsenal came back to beat Leicester. What is the score there?
4-2.
4-2. And they were down, right? They were down. They were 2-all, and then in the last dying minutes they won, which was brilliant. Man City continued their winning form. No, they didn't. They actually drew that particular weekend.
Yep.
Liverpool continued their winning form. Liverpool has been really good, to be honest. On slot. And the 3 of their mainstay stars who are still looking for the final year of the contract, though there's talk of Alexander Arnold going to
Mohamed Real Madrid,
and Salah and others. But yeah,
and there are also many other defenders going to Madrid, like some from Arsenal, like Saliba.
Possibly.
Maybe the Saliba chances, maybe not really after the red card.
We'll see. Yeah. So anyway, that was match day 6. Match day 7 was again fairly similar. Arsenal had a scare from Southampton by conceding
first, but luckily
they were dominating, so they did come back and they won 3-1. Man City had a good game with Fulham, wasn't it? Where they had a scare. Fulham stretched them quite a bit, and they eventually won. Yeah,
Adam. And Adama, and there were loads of people, but there were loads of really stunning things, and Kovacic scoring as well. But anyway, now we're gonna talk about.
Actually, stay with that Adama Traore. He's so fast, isn't he?
He's really fast, but
and there were chances. They could have beaten him.
There were loads of chances for him, but he has all of the pace. He even outpaced one of the fastest defenders in the Premier League.
Correct.
Kyle Walker.
Correct.
But he needs the finishing touch.
Yeah, that's true. He does need to do that. Look, let's cover a little bit of the other teams. They've all been doing well, actually. Aston Villa found their winning ways again. That was good. Tottenham really did well. They thrashed Manchester United, didn't they? 3-0. They found their winning ways as well. Chelsea were okay, but they're winning, they're losing. They're still in the top 5, 6 within striking distance of a top 4 place. So they're trying to find their own thing. The teams from the south, Brighton and Bournemouth, the B&Bs, they are doing well. They've, in fact, one of them had a massive surprise in match day 8, and we'll come to that in a few minutes. But broadly, match day 6 and 7 saw the table kind of getting consolidated with Liverpool at 18 points, Man City, Arsenal at 17, and Aston Villa and Chelsea within touching distance. Then we had match day 8. Match day 9, sorry. Match day 8, I'm so sorry. Match day 8. What should have been a routine procession. Let's say for Arsenal, they were the first of the big teams to play, and they did have some injury problems.
Yep.
They
And
had Saka away, out.
Odegaard from
Odegaard's always been out. Saka went.
but
So a bunch of things happened, and they were dull. They were so dull as well. This grey sky over here in London, and that's what happened. Bournemouth got them in, and then a momentary lapse of reason. What happened?
so the because Arsenal's because Saliba with the red card. So
How did that
like
happen?
when
Was it
so
deserved? You think?
I think it was deserved, but I mean I don't think the back pass wasn't necessary because of course now because when you get a back pass, the defender can't pass it back to the goalie otherwise.
Well, they could have, but the point is the striker did catch them, and a lot of people, many of our fans have told us, have referees got it for Arsenal because this is the third red card in 8 matches. The reality is, I don't think so. This was a red card because there was no defender close by. He was the last person. Saliba was the last person, and the Bournemouth striker did have the sight of goal. It was 1-1. Now, I could argue that if Saliba had let him run, his speed could have caught him. Even if he had scored, Arsenal with 11 men could have done something. But instead, it was a momentary lapse of reason. Look, Saliba is a world class defender, but he's very young. He's just 22, 23. These mistakes happen, but Arsenal does have to take care of the disciplinary problem. More importantly, they have to take care of their back line now.
Yeah,
going
because
forward.
Yeah, I don't know who they're gonna play because of because Julian Timber is obviously got some injury, and I don't think
Tomiyasu is injured.
Yeah, I don't know.
Zinchenko is injured.
I don't really.
Yeah, Zinchenko didn't even go for the Ukraine international.
And I don't know. I mean, no
So what?
one's there to replace.
But Bournemouth played well and they deserved
So they
those
might
2 points,
need
those
to
3
take-
points.
So they might need to take some youth team players, maybe.
We'll see. We do have Lewis Kelly in the as a good defender, and then of course midfield. But the good thing is Merino made his full debut. Sterling's there, so there is a team. Look, at the end of the day, you argue that to win championships, you need a good squad, young talent, and backup squad. Right? It's the time for them to step up. But yes, Arsenal stumbled. Liverpool didn't. They beat Chelsea in an evenly fought match, but eventually they did win. And Liverpool have now suddenly have thrown themselves and shown themselves to be a title challenger. Did you actually think they could win the title beginning of the season?
I mean,
Liverpool.
I have this feeling because last season and the season before that, they had gotten very good starts for the Premier League. They have these brilliant players. They have brilliant young talent, Luis Diaz. But they just
the thing is, when Klopp left, the squad was still there. It shows that the squad that is built is such a spectacular squad and Slot, of course, has marked his stamp and has made the best use of that squad. But you could argue that they haven't had super tough games so far. Chelsea probably was their toughest. They lost to Nottingham Forest, so we'll see what the next few games have in store for them. We'll cover that, of course. And Man City, what a team! That's what champions are made of. They were losing, right? Or they were trailing to Wolves. Then they were drawing, and in the 95th minute, John Stones.
He did it again. He also did it against Arsenal and.
Did he? Yeah. In that same 95th minute. So the point is, folks, if you're playing Man City, make sure that you fall down, but don't let Man City play in the 95th minute. If that happens, John Stones will score. So,
and also,
so that was what happened.
And also, that I think it's why because as you know, every time when everyone someone saw any teams winning against Man City, when Man City are trailing, they always go to attack. So, and then of course the opposition defends, but if you think about it, it's good to just because like if Man City are attacking and they're running forward desperately, you have an advantage to just go and score another goal because I mean there are loads of counter-attack possibilities for the opposition to score. Yeah.
That's a great point, Subjunior. And to be true, if you see all the matches, Man City hasn't had a lot of clean sheets, which actually means that teams have they figured them out? Maybe to some extent. Has Man City been better than the rest? Of course they have. That's why they're nearly at the top. So anyway, there we are at the beginning of this week. So you have Liverpool leading by 3 points leading by 1 point. Man City at Liverpool at 21, Man City at 20,
And
Arsenal and
Arsenal
Aston Villa at 17, and Chelsea behind. And this weekend should be again a crackerjack of a weekend.
So we have some juicy events.
So yeah, the Man City should have a easy match down south at Southampton.
Man City get the easy teams, but look, everyone has to play everyone. But well, Sub Senior, who do you think the best Premier League team in the Premier League?
At this stage, you don't know. We'll do another check. Let's see this. Let's have this round. Then we can logically do 9 out of 36, which means 9 out of 38, nearly 25%, quarter of the season. It's too early to call the shot because it could still be one of the top 3 who could progress. But everybody will try. I know for sure. The biggest game of this weekend is Arsenal Liverpool.
Yes.
And that will tell us. And Arsenal, of course, will miss Saliba and Odegaard. Saka is rumored to be practicing, so he might be back at least as a substitute. But it'll be a interesting contest, and we'll see what happens. So that's what this weekend is in store. So we look forward to it, and we will do some more fun stuff as we go along. But thank you for listening to the Premier League. Let's take a short break, and we'll come back with the next segment.